Hello, this is Wiley from Learn to Barbecue. This video is cooking baby back ribs on a Weber Kettle 22 using Thermoworks Billows, and the total cook time will be 3 hours. Here's the Weber Kettle with the Billows temperature control fan. We also have 2 Weber baskets full of Kingsford Blue briquettes. I am also using the Giltrade tumbleweed fire starters. I just need 1 starter in each basket, and I let them burn for about 5 to 10 minutes. It is very important that the cover has a good seal so the billows can control the oxygen in the kettle. You can see I added gasket material to the lid, and it totally eliminated my overshoots using the billows. Then I put the cooking grate on the grill with the pit temperature probe, and then I put the cover on. It is very important that the cover is centered and fully sealed. Now it is time to turn on the billows and set the pit temperature to 300 degrees Fahrenheit. Now with the billows coming up to temperature, it's time to prepare the ribs. I found these Smithfield baby back ribs on sale. As you can see, a lot of meat and not a lot of fat. Now we need to remove the membrane, so find the dullest butter knife in the kitchen. Lay the ribs with the bone side facing up. Starting with the meaty end of the ribs, find the membrane using the knife. The more times you do this, the easier it gets, but you'll always have a rack that can be difficult. When you find the end of the membrane, go get a paper towel and then grab it. Slowly pull the membrane off. When you're done with the first rack, do the same process on the second. No 2 rib racks are alike, so all you can do is take your time and relax. Some people think it's too much work to remove the membrane, but if you bite into a rib and the hard-cooked membrane gets stuck in your teeth, you will regret not removing it. There, all done, and now it's time to add the rub. So the easy way to add rub is first put both racks into a large foil pan. The rub that I'm using is Montreal steak seasoning. Well, this is not a steak, but right on the label it says pork. And trust me, it is great on pork and has no sugar, so if you're on the keto diet, you'll be fine. Now you see why the foil pan works so well. When you're done, just rinse the pan and you are all done with cleanup. Make sure you cover the ribs, but don't go crazy. The idea is to enhance the meat, not bury it with rub. Now season the other side. With the membrane gone, the rub can now penetrate the meat. So I'm sure there is someone out there that's saying, so where's the binder? My experience is the binders add very little flavor and can mess up the bark. Really is not needed to cook ribs. Grill setup is lower vents are completely closed and upper vents are open to 1/4. Now I'm at 7,000 feet, so if you're near sea level, you may want to take that to 1/8 open. Because I do not want to be flipping ribs over, I am using the rack that fits perfectly between the Weber baskets. This allows them to be vertical and allows them also to cook evenly on both sides. Now it's time to put on the lid and just let them cook. You also want to make sure the upper vents are straight across from the billows. Like that. One hour later, the ribs look great. They have that mahogany color and are consistent from end to end. The only issue is they can get stuck in the rack, and I do not want to wreck the bark. Finally, the last one breaks loose, and now it's off to foil them. They're not even done, and they look fantastic. Now, this is one thing I think can make your ribs even better. When foiling them, add pineapple juice. When foiling, fold the sides first and then the top and bottom, making it into like a pocket where you can pour the half a cup of pineapple juice. Then seal the foil so none of the moisture can escape. Here we foil the second rib, but with the pan out of the way so we can see better. So with both racks foiled, we put the ribs back on the kettle. This time we do not use the rib rack, but instead we use the foil pan. The ribs cannot receive any more smoke for they're sealed in foil. It is during this phase we are tenderizing the ribs. You have to bend the foil pan, for you need to seal the kettle lid so the billows can maintain the 300 degrees Fahrenheit. Now we prepare for the final touch, and if you like dry ribs, then don't do this. But if you want a little sweet and heat, this will do it for you. Get a small bowl and a silicone brush. Get a bottle of Stubb's Sweet and Heat or any barbecue sauce that you like. Pour into bowl and then back to the grill. Remove ribs from foil and then lay them in the bottom of the pan. Now with brush, paint the sauce onto the top part of the ribs. I'm not a big sauce fan, so I put it on lightly. But you can do whatever you want. Now replace the kettle lid and cook for 30 more minutes. "30 minutes later, the ribs are done. I just showed the right way to cook. Now I'm going to show you what really happened. Temperatures normally do not lie, so here is the complete history of the cook. After grill got up to 300 degrees Fahrenheit, I placed ribs on the grill. The billows maintain temperature between 282 degrees Fahrenheit and 300 degrees Fahrenheit. But note, the grill never really overshot. After 1 hour, the ribs were removed and foiled with pineapple juice. Foil ribs were then returned to the grill. Now the truth. The grill ran out of charcoal, for I forgot to add charcoal when I was foiling the ribs. Don't make that mistake or it adds 30 minutes to the cook. This should have been a 2.5 hour cook and it turned into a 3-hour cook. After the 30-minute delay, we glazed the ribs and 30 minutes later, they were done. Total cooking time was 2 hours and 55 minutes. The good news is the 30-minute delay did not change the outcome. These ribs looked perfect. But I cooked them to eat, not to look at. Let's get them on the cutting board. Now move them up so we can see them firsthand. When cutting ribs, always flip the ribs over so you can see where the bones are. My first cut looks really good. Second cut even looks better. So much better I had to take a bite. Now here is the perfect tug. Meat is not falling off the bone, but with a little tug, it comes off clean. Second bite, just as good as the first. One big greasy thumbs up. The ribs are by far the best ribs I've ever done on a Weber kettle. When cooking at 300 degrees Fahrenheit, you need to be able to stay in that temperature range. And the Billows made it very easy to stay in the sweet spot of 282 degrees Fahrenheit to 300 degrees Fahrenheit. The Billows allowed me to even make mistakes, like not add charcoal, and then fully recover without incident. Well, all I can say is, bon appetit! If you would like to see more videos like this, please subscribe. Also, we really appreciate you watching.